Hey family, have you ever thought of some things that you could have done differently with your money in the past? Well, for today's Wealth and Wisdom conversation, I'm going to be talking about some things that I wish I would have done sooner with money, some of the moves I wish I'd done differently, and some of the lessons I had to learn the hard way. My hope is that by sharing this, that it helps you to avoid some of these pitfalls. So hit subscribe and comment below and let me know what are some of the things you wish you've done differently too. Check it out and let me know what you think. I shopped way too much. And honestly speaking, when I look back, I realized that a lot of the overspending that I did and a lot of the shopping that I did, I would give myself reasons to treat myself to a dress or a pair of shoes or even a handbag just because it was on sale or I felt like it wouldn't hurt anything. But looking back, I wish I would have understood and recognized the why sooner, because the truth is, I was trying to fill a void. And it really didn't hit me until after I relocated. And as I'm unpacking the boxes, I found so many things that I wore once or perhaps not even at all. And in fact, some of the things still had tags on them. That's when I had my aha moment. But the damage was already done. And when I sat down to reflect and try to understand how did I get here, all of this occurred from emotional spending. And I was depressed, but I didn't know that I was. I didn't even know that there was a such thing as emotional spending, but the evidence was all around me. And I was like, dang, I bought all this stuff unnecessarily. But it taught me something about myself. And it taught me that I had to change, because when I'm processing something or I'm dealing with something, I can't keep buying things as a pacifier to self-soothe. So I had to take a look at myself and say, okay, babes, let's find another healthier way to cope with this or to work through your emotions, because this is the quickest way to financial instability. So I had to get it in check quick, because if I didn't, that was the culprit that was holding me back from reaching my desired financial goals. Them doggone credit cards. I really wish I understood interest rates sooner, because back then I see like $33 interest rate fee pop up on my account, or $55 or $75, and I'll just brush it off. Like, cool, that ain't that much. And I even believed the lie that carrying a balance was necessary for me to maintain a good credit. But looking back, that was the most unwise thing I could have done. And it took this for me to realize it. One day I was at the house and I was sitting down on the couch. I think it was around Christmas break. And out of nowhere, I decided to check my account to see what did I actually pay in interest year to date so far this year. And when I saw the number of what I paid in interest year to date, it was about $837 and some change that I paid in interest alone from year to date. I felt sick to my stomach. I was like, what the hell? Like, that's money I could have been investing and putting towards savings, or I could have bought some stocks with that. But instead, I just been handing it over to the bank like clockwork. $33 here, $55 here, $75 here. And it kept adding up over time each month throughout the year. And I was like, oh no, I can't keep doing this. I'm not going to lose another dang on dime to no funky credit card interest rate fees, especially not like this. $830 something. And what I also realized was this. I had been applying a financial principle that didn't even apply to me. Someone told me some years ago and was like, hey, keep that balance on your credit card to build your credit. Like, don't ever pay it off. Keep a revolving balance on your credit card and you'll be good. That worked for them at that time with where they were in life. But that didn't apply to me. So that was the most unwise thing I could have done to myself. Taking financial advice for somebody else's financial snapshot that didn't even fit mine. Because what applied to me was pay this doggone credit card off and stop letting the bank profit off my money. That's what applied to me. So I wish I wouldn't have lost so much money in interest when I was younger. But I am grateful that I listened to the prompting to check my statement and to check my account to see what I paid in interest year to date. Because that was the insight that I needed to pivot. And that has forever changed how I view my money and forever changed how I view credit card balances, because no longer will the bank profit off of me. Growing my money in a regular savings account. I wish I knew more about high yield savings accounts sooner, or money market sooner. That's why I always talk about high yield savings accounts so much, because I know the loss I took and I don't want nobody else to lose the way I did. I had to learn about compound interest the right way, because what's more familiar is compound interest on debt. I wanted to become more familiar with compound interest being deposited to me. That's why I'm so big on make your money work while it sits. If you got $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $12,000 or more in a doggone regular savings account, you gotta remember this. Make your money work while it sits. Compound interest, compound interest, compound interest. That's what I had to get etched in my head. That was my new word. Compound interest through deposits into your account, not through withdrawals coming from your account. So I wish I knew about this years ago when I first started working at Kroger's at age 15. But hey, you don't know what you don't know. But when you know better, you do better. And I'm doggone sure doing better. So here it is. Overall, one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that I wish I would have given myself more grace when I fell short and when I lost my career and I had to rebuild and I had to start over. All I can see is what I lost and where I'm not at yet and where I should be by now and where I should be at this age or where I should be at by this year. All I saw was deficits. And not once did I give myself grace for the season that I was in. I didn't give myself grace to grieve the loss of my career then. And because of that, that's how emotional spending took root. And I didn't take the time to say, hey, baby girl, you're in a different space now. You're in a different season right now. And it's just not favorable, nor is it comfortable. And it wouldn't have been my choice. But I won't be here forever. That's what I wish I would have told her and reminded her. It's not the end all be all. It's just where you are right now, and it requires an adjustment. Because the more I fought adjusting, the harder the season became. But the more I adjusted, not settle, but the more I adjusted, not get comfortable, but the more I adjusted by saying, hey, from where I am, my tempo has to be different because I'm starting over and I'm rebuilding. So I can't move at the tempo as I could and as I would back then when I was making good money and when I had my career where everything was locked and loaded and ready to go. My paycheck was coming in like clockwork. And when it was all gone, I kept moving at the same tempo. That's why I kept feeling defeated, because I didn't adjust. In fact, I was stubborn to adjustment. I was too stubborn to adjust. So along with the things that I wish I would have done sooner with my money, I wish I gave myself more grace. Perhaps likely then, all that emotional spending wouldn't have took place. I wouldn't have been using money as my emotional pacifier. Because the thing is, when I finally landed on my feet, I was stuck cleaning up all this credit card and interest rate debt mess and unpacking boxes of things that I honestly no longer even wanted, nor did I ever needed it. So I learned you can't outspend grief. You can only give yourself time and grace to heal, because grace is free. Grace is free, but the lack of it will cost you far more in the end if you don't extend grace to yourself. Hey family, I hope you enjoyed today's Wealth and Wisdom conversation. Remember, I'm picking 5 women ages 40 and up to sit down and have a financial clarity session with me. Together, we'll talk about building financial stability, protecting your income, and securing your future so you can answer questions like, will I have enough later in life? Am I on track for retirement? And do I have a strategy to protect my finances as I age? To apply, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Complete the questionnaire and submit a 90-second video explaining how this session would be beneficial to you. Application closes September 17th, and if selected, you will be contacted and you will be scheduled for your October financial clarity session, complimentary. So make sure you check in your spam and junk folder, because taking care of the older woman in you is the most powerful move you can make. Always remember, your mindset is the key to unlocking your financial freedom. It's time to leave behind what's comfortable for what's possible. All we have is now, so start now. See you next week.